Hey Virtual Pilot, Beyond ATC is finally in early release. In this video, we're going to do a short flight from Edinburgh to Bristol in the United Kingdom, IFR using all of the correct phraseology. I'm going to give you sort of snippets, highlights of how that flight goes, and then at the end, I'm going to give you my raw thoughts on what Beyond ATC feels like as a package, and kind of the inevitable comparisons that need to be drawn with Say Intentions AI. Enjoy the flight.
12 QNH1011 landing and departing runway 06 transition level 060. Temporary flight restrictions are in effect for Edinburgh. Advise on initial contact you have information pupper. Edinburgh Airport information pupper. 1350 Zulu. Wind 080 at 9 temperature 14. Dew point 12. QNH1011. Landing and departing runway 06. Transition level 060. Temporary flight restrictions are in effect for Edinburgh. Advise on initial contact you have information pupper. Edinburgh Airport information pupper. 1350 Zulu. Wind 080 at 9 temperature 14. Dew point 12. QNH1011. Landing and departing runway 06. Transition level 060. Temporary flight restrictions are in effect for Edinburgh. Advise on initial contact you have information pupper.
Edinburgh Ground Shuttle 14 Delta, radio check.
Shuttle 14 Delta, reading you loud and clear.
Edinburgh Ground Shuttle 14 Delta, type Boeing 737-800 at stand 24, with information Papa QNH 1011. Request IFR clearance to Bristol.
I missed the call sign for that last clearance request. Say again, call sign.
Shuttle 14 Delta.
Shuttle 14 Delta, Edinburgh Ground. Thanks for Papa. Expect runway 06. Goes the 1 Delta departure. Squawk 5526.
Expect runway 06, a Gossam 1 Delta departure. Squawk 5526, Shuttle 14 Delta.
Shuttle 14 Delta, read back correct. Call me back when ready for pushback or engine start.
Call back when ready for push and start, Shuttle 14 Delta.
All aircraft be advised information, Quebec now current, QNH1011. Shuttle 14 Delta, pushback not cleared. Immediately stop your pushback. Possible pilot deviation. Shuttle 14 Delta, I have a number for you to call. Advise ready to copy.
Edinburgh Ground Shuttle 14 Delta, ready to copy. Edinburgh Ground Shuttle 14 Delta, request push and start.
Shuttle 14 Delta, Edinburgh Ground, pushback and engine start approved. Face northwest.
Push and start approved, face northwest, Shuttle 14 Delta. Edinburgh Ground Shuttle 14 Delta, request taxi.
Shuttle 14 Delta, runway 06 taxi via Golf, Lima, Alpha.
Runway 06 via Golf, Lima and Alpha, Shuttle 14 Delta.
Shuttle 1 for Delta. Contact Edinburgh Tower 118.7.
Contact Tower 118.7, Shuttle 14 Delta. Edinburgh Tower Shuttle 14 Delta, holding short runway 06, ready for departure.
Shuttle 14 Delta, Edinburgh Tower, wind 080 at 10, runway 06, line up and cleared for takeoff.
Runway 06, cleared for takeoff, Shuttle 14 Delta. Cross check.
Positive rate of climb.
Shuttle 14 Delta, contact Edinburgh departure 128.908.
Edinburgh departure on 128.8, Shuttle 14 Delta.
Negative, Edinburgh departure on 128.908.
Edinburgh departure on 128.908, Shuttle 14 Delta.
Negative, Edinburgh departure on 128.908.
128.98, Shuttle 14 Delta. Edinburgh departure, shuttle 14 Delta, Gotham 1 Delta departure at altitude 3,000 feet for 6,000.
Shuttle 14 Delta, Edinburgh departure, identified, climb to flight level 120.
Climb to flight level 120, shuttle 14 Delta.
Shuttle 14 Delta, contact Scottish radar 119.87, bye-bye.
Scottish radar on 119.87, shuttle 14 Delta. Scottish Centre shuttle 14 Delta, Gotham 1 Delta departure at flight level 120.
Shuttle 14 Delta, Scottish radar, climb to flight level 250.
Climb to flight level 250, shuttle 14 Delta.
Shuttle 14 Delta, contact Manchester radar 118.77.
Contact Manchester radar on 118.77, shuttle 14 Delta. Manchester radar, shuttle 14 Delta with you flight level 250.
Shuttle 14 Delta, Manchester radar, roger.
(1009). Landing and departing runway 27. Transition level 070. Read back all hold short instructions. Advise on initial contact you have information Juliet. Bristol Airport information Juliet. 1520 Zulu. Wind 280 at 5 temperature 15. Dew point 11. QNH 1009. Landing and departing runway 27. Transition level 070.
Shuttle 14 Delta, contact Bristol approach 136.08.
Bristol approach 136.8, shuttle 14 Delta.
Negative, Bristol approach on 136.08.
Bristol approach on 136.08, shuttle 14 Delta. Bristol approach, shuttle 14 Delta, Wev B1 Bravo, arrival at flight level 140 with information Juliet, QNH 1009.
Shuttle 14 Delta Bristol approach. QNH 1009, expect radar vectors for ILS runway 27.
Expect radar vectors for ILS runway 27, Shuttle 14 Delta.
Negative. QNH 1009.
QNH 1009, Shuttle 14 Delta.
Shuttle 14 Delta, leaving a heading 135, expect radar vectors for ILS runway 27.
Heading 135, Shuttle 14 Delta.
Shuttle 14 Delta, fly present heading, descend to 7,000 feet, QNH 1009, vectors for the approach.
Stay on present heading, descend to 7,000 feet, Shuttle 14 Delta.
Negative, QNH 1009.
QNH 1009, Shuttle 14 Delta.
Shuttle 14 Delta, turn left, heading 100, descend to 6,000 feet.
Turn left heading 100, descend to 6,000 feet, Shuttle 14 Delta.
Shuttle 14 Delta, turn right, heading 160, descend to 5,000 feet.
Turn right heading 160, descend to 5,000 feet, Shuttle 14 Delta.
Shuttle 14 Delta, turn right, heading 230, descend to 2,000 feet.
Turn right, heading 230, descend to 2,000 feet, shuttle 14 Delta.
Shuttle 14 Delta, 8 miles from CF27, turn right, heading 260, maintain 2,500 feet until established on the final approach course. Cleared ILS runway 27.
Turn right, heading 260, maintain 2,500 feet, cleared ILS runway 27, shuttle 14 Delta.
Shuttle 14 Delta, contact Bristol Tower 136.08. Have a good day.
Over to Tower 136.08. Bristol Tower, shuttle 14 Delta, inbound ILS runway 27, shuttle 14 Delta.
Shuttle 14 Delta, request not understood.
Edinburgh Tower, shuttle 14 Delta, established ILS runway 27.
Shuttle 14 Delta, verify information Juliet.
Information Juliet verified, shuttle 14 Delta.
Shuttle 14 Delta Bristol approach. Good day. QNH1009er, expect radar vectors for ILS runway 27.
Wowzers, that's
1,000.
not getting a great approach experience. Actually, it's the second time I've tried it and had problems both times. Bristol Tower, shuttle 14 Delta, established ILS runway 27.
Negative. QNH1009er. Negative. QNH1009er.
Well, suffice it to say, folks, we are landing.
500. 400. 300. 200. 100. 50. 40.
Shuttle 14 Delta, Bristol.
10.
$60 knots. Edinburgh Tower, Shuttle 14 Delta, clear of runway 27.
Shuttle 14 Delta did not copy.
Oh dear, it's got itself in a right conflap, hasn't it? Okay, folks, I have literally just clambered out of the R, as you can tell by the marks on my forehead and around my eyes, trying out Beyond ATC, and I have to say, generally speaking, my first impressions are very positive. There is no doubt the voices inside this AI-driven air traffic control system sound fabulous. Even the free voices actually sound great. The premium voices require you to buy credits that you use up as they use them. I would encourage you to use the free ones before you try out the premium ones, because actually they are pretty good. Overall, it's very, very responsive, so you don't see the delays that you see in, say, Intentions. That's because, say, Intentions is using a large language model, which is a clever way that things like ChatGPT work, etc. It's the way it can rationalize questions, queries that are not necessarily programmed into it. Beyond ATC doesn't have that, so actually it's much more snappy in the response, but it's not as versatile and as flexible in, you have to say things in the right way. The developer kind of described it as being on rails, kind of his view being that that's the way that ATC should work anyway. So if you understand the phraseology and you use the correct phraseology, it works absolutely fine. I did find, though, during like vectoring to final for like ILS approaches and stuff like that, I felt like I was using standard phraseology, things like Bristol Tower, Shuttle 14 Delta, established ILS runway 27. I would expect a clear to land instruction after that. That's not what I got. I got yet further vectoring instructions, etc. But the product, like, say, Intentions, is in early release. There are going to be bugs, undoubtedly. It doesn't have any VFR capability at the moment. It's just IFR flight. It was pretty good in the handoffs, etc., as I was flying along. So I would say, if you were using this as supplementary training for real-world flying, feels to me like Beyond ATC might be the better choice. I say that because you have quite a lot of workload going on whilst you're flying that aircraft. You do have to be on the ball and quite snappy with your responses, etc. And kind of the long, like, lag times that you get for say, Intentions don't quite make the use of that program quite as demanding and challenging. I suspect they're good for slightly different things. Beyond ATC, as I say, snappier, better voices, etc., but less flexible overall. If you want a more seamless experience, something that's going to be a little bit more forgiving, that you can get away without using exactly the correct phraseology, then say Intentions is probably going to be the better choice. So it's how I think it's, look, I mean, you're going to be a relatively hardcore simmer to want to use this kind of technology in the first place. But are you the hardcore of hardcore? Are you going to get the phraseology spot on? Are you happy to take on the demanding workload, or do you want something that's a little bit more forgiving in, say, Intentions? The price, I mean, Beyond ATC is the clear winner. There is no ongoing subscription if you use the free voices. It's a $30 once and done, as opposed to kind of the ongoing subscription that you have with, say, Intentions. I know that the developers of both of these products have worked hard not to draw comparisons between their products, but these are very similar products coming out at almost the same time. It's inevitable that consumers of these products are going to draw comparisons, and it's my job, folks, to let you have my raw thoughts. I think it's too early to call it between the two. Traffic injection. Traffic injection's going to be a big deal. For someone who flies in VATSIM, half of the appeal is having other traffic around you. A little bit lonely in the skies with both of these products at the moment. But there you go, folks. As always, I hope you're very well wherever in the world you are. Stay safe in the skies, and I'll see you in my next one.